So in this video, I'm going to talk about weight loss. The current weight loss program that we are doing here at Peg Cleanse is what I call a ketogenic diet. Well, I don't call it, everybody calls it that. This is a low carb diet. I know that doesn't sound that exciting, but it is. The results are amazing. So what ketosis is it's a state your body goes into when you cut the carbs out. So pretty much all of the time, your body is breaking down carbohydrates and converting it into sugars that it can use for fuel. But this is sort of the path to madness. This is why you're hungry so often, because sugar's not the most sustainable source of fuel. When I say sugar, I'm talking about any kind of carbohydrate breaks into sugar. And it's not a sustainable source of fuel, and you actually have a much better potential source of fuel, but you have to activate it. So when your blood sugar goes really low, and you go into almost like a state of hypoglycemia, then your body starts to produce ketones, which is a backup fuel source. It's actually produced by the liver. So you can imagine when you start on a ketosis diet that you're going to have to go through a short state of hypoglycemia, a short state where your blood sugar is quite low. And at this point, you feel almost a sense of madness because your body is telling you to go grab some kind of carbohydrate to fulfill that need. But if you push through it and you don't, then the backup system of fuel kicks in. And this is a great source of fuel, because once you're living on ketones for energy, you're not going to need to eat very much. Suddenly you have a whole different operating system like you've never experienced before. So many people on a ketogenic diet, they may eat once a day, maybe twice, but you don't feel the same need for food, because what's been driving that need for food is the fact that you're dependent upon glucose. And so how do you get into ketosis? So we basically provide a low-carb diet. The first thing you'd have in the morning is protein shake. It's not sweet. It's full of herbs like cinnamon and nutmeg to give it some good flavor. I really add a lot of cinnamon, and I ask you to take a lot of cinnamon, like about 2.5 tablespoons a day, because that does also improve your ability to metabolize carbohydrates. You will have some carbohydrates, but it's going to be very low. Now, after your morning shake, I'd like you to take a break from eating so that you can deplete what's called your glycogen stores. So this is, you want to actually give your body a break to really burn whatever stores of glucose that it has. So you would have your morning shake, you would do a workout, and you wouldn't have anything but water. You have all the water you want until lunch, and lunch is at 11. And at 11, we'll have a wonderful buffet. It's a salad bar, all kinds of beautiful salads. You'll avoid fruit, you won't have any fruit, but you can enjoy everything on the buffet, and you'll experience things like tacos and spaghetti, and tonight we're having enchiladas on the buffet. These are all raw vegan, but this is very low carb, and you're gonna love it, and you won't be missing carbs, except when you're about to transition to using ketones. Again, before the transition, your blood sugar is going to drop so much where you're going to have some strong cravings, but you're going to push through it. And the fact that you're exercising will actually push you into ketosis a little bit quicker than if you weren't burning a lot of fuel. So anyway, if you wonder whether you can power yourself to do all the exercise without glucose, the good news is yes, you can, and you'll have a lot of energy, because when you were working out before, you were very much dependent on glucose to fuel your workouts, and when your blood sugar got low, you would get tired of workout. When you have ketones as a fuel source, you have a more sustainable source of energy that your body's actually producing. It's not coming from an outside source. So yes, you can work out and have a sustained source of energy. And interesting to note is that marathoners and triathletes are now getting more and more into a ketogenic diet. So This is the most powerful weight loss program that you can do, is to do a ketogenic diet. And I would start learning about it, look it up, look up ketogenic diet and read about it. But everything you read will always tell you that it's a really good way to lose weight. You know, the only mistake that you could make in a ketogenic diet is having too much protein, because the body sees protein as a glucose source, and it might not allow you to go into ketosis. So when you have too much protein, you can't actually get into ketosis. So luckily we're doing a vegan diet, so it's not that high in protein, so you can be sure you will get into ketosis, because we're not going to give you enough protein to prevent you from not getting into ketosis. So yeah, the first day might be a challenge. Probably by the evening of the first day, ketosis will have kicked in, and you will be in fat burning mode, and you will be on your new operating system, your new source of fuel that your body's making. So this is quite exciting. Maybe mess around with it before you get here if you have time. There's all kinds of measures that you can do if you're doing it at home to see if you're actually getting into ketosis. There's something called a keto stick that allows you to urinate on it.